classmates. And then real quick, I'll give Glenn his flowers right now. So over a decade ago, he started his own company. He started from, I mean, you could say it, you could correct me after, but the way I understand it is started with surf photography, and then it kind of evolved into what it is today. And many people know Glenn for Red Ring Studio. And many people know me because I was with Glenn shooting a wedding for Red Ring Studio. And so there's five years, I think, because when I moved back from Japan, we just started going hard. Pause. Oh, we just started like doing the narrative part of the bride and groom, integrating that same day narrative of the bride and groom, which nowadays we just call talking head or interview, whatever you want to call it. But we started integrating that into the wedding film, not just with same day edits, but with just the final wedding highlight film. And I was just simply building on something that you already started, bringing my experience from Japan, the Japan side of things, where I was like more of they call it kaiten sushi style, like Genki sushi, where there's like a train and it's just next. That's kind of how it was in Japan when I was at these chapels and stuff. So very little room for that personalization. Very much so like rinse and repeat, I hate to say. But you compare that with the opportunities in America at large, where you have 8 hours with the bride and groom. And then the first 2 is like, hey, how you doing? Let me ask you the most intimate questions on your most intimate day. And then we take that, we put it in with the ceremony, with the reception, with the speeches, with the fire, sunsets. And then we started making this product that people really responded to. And today, it's kind of full circle. Now this other Campbell high school grad, Kapolei, born and raised, is coming into the scene and starting something even, I want to say like, we'll get to the 85 entertainment part. But first, I just wanted to give Glenn that respect. Like, yo, what you did, a lot of people do surf photography, and a lot of people start at LLC, but then not too many can get to the point where you've gotten to as far as influence and just overall development, right? Like, it's not easy, first of all, to start a business and then to like make a living. So the fact that you've done that, doing something that you were self-taught and represented for Ewa Beach the whole time, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta represent, first of all.
Kapolei mostly, but
Kapolei. You know what I mean? Like, hey. So
I didn't pay him.
No, represent for real. Like, how many Ewa Beach Campbell grads can you look at? They're there. A lot of them, I think, are more in like different industries, not so much creative. Look at me, look at what I do industries, but like I would say industrial. I know painters, general contractors, right?
Yeah, skilled labor.
Who killing it. 2-3 properties, paid off, investment properties, like that exists. I'm not trying to like downplay who comes out of Ewa Beach, but in the creative space, I think you're leading the charge for Ewa Beach. So let's just put that on the table first. And then, I mean, did I get it right mostly?
Yeah, it's been a journey. I think everything is a journey where it's not knowing when I first started, just like, let's go. And it just kind of incorporate to, all right, we need this and we need that. Oh, Kenji's coming back. Kenji, come on with me. Hey, Kenji, go and lead. To, hey, Kenji's doing his own podcast. Shit, I need to find another second shooter now, but
high and dry. What he said, high and dry.
And I think it's always like collectively, and I always tell like Hawaii, it's not like what you know, it's who you know. And like to really gravitate on like, hey, I help you, you help me. And it's not where it's expected, but it's like, hey, just we've been here together, we've been friends. How can we make this something greater than just if I just did it on my own? And like with doing weddings, Kenji and I, it's just seeing everything from start to end. And with this new adventure, it's more, wow. With DJ, I feel like there's so much more growth where I've met great DJs in our industry and just asking questions, and it really goes hand in hand with video and DJ. hey, could I get your audio for the ceremony, for the reception? To then it's like, ooh, maybe this DJ just brought his system, placed it on the table, and just didn't look right, especially for a wedding. It's like, ooh.
Well, you know, right there, I gotta. Now I'm out of the wedding industry for the most part, so I can talk that ish that you don't want to. So like, let me step in real quick because the visual creator inside of us will see the things that other vendors at a wedding do not, and so I gotta feel like there's a certain amount of when you see things at a reception. I mean, we always talk about it. It's almost invisible to other vendors because it's not their job. They're not there to be the visual ambassador as we are.
To capture it.
So now we're saying, why did you set up the sweetheart table right in front of the porta potty? You know what I mean? Like everybody who's looking at the sweetheart table is now going to see this portable trailer that's a bathroom in the back. Why would we're thinking that, but maybe when someone's looking at their spreadsheet and looking at the logistics, how many people, like they're just thinking they got a different lens. Pun intended.
Right. I mean, it's just a straight, like a top-down shot of a layout.
Right.
I place here,
right.
I place here. It's not literally viewing it at an eye level of like, oh, what's beyond, you know?
Again, and so it's not like someone else is not doing their job. It's just we'll see something as the visual ambassador. I feel like that should be a new term, huh? To be like, I mean, we jokingly call you the diva. Because you show up to the reception site and it's like, oh, look, Glenn's moving 3 tables today. Glenn's asking only 5 guests today to move. You know what I mean?
It's all about the look.
But because you're thinking for the grand entrance, if they're coming right here, that means every photo, every video is going to show the baby stroller or whatever. So it's not to say like one is right or wrong. It's just to highlight the fact that many moving parts are happening at a wedding, of which you have a better understanding as a visual ambassador. So you're seeing things that, like if it's the DJ, for example, which we got to get into with Fred, is like you're looking at who is a sound provider, if you will. So of course the sound could be great. It could be the best mix. It could be the best selection, read of the crowd, all of that. But the presentation of it matters, especially when it's the first dance and they're standing in front of your thing. If you put the dance floor in front of the DJ booth, that's next to a wall, all eyes are looking at the DJ booth behind the bride and groom. Like things that we line of sight, all of these angles are not necessarily applied to these other parts of the wedding day. So to take that knowledge, bring it into another like parallel lane of the wedding industry, I think is like genius. Why not? Because you're coming in with the advantage of the visual representation. And then we're bringing in Fred,